Good morning, good morning. How's everybody doing? Ian, thanks for answering that question. I was just staring at my screen. I was going to put on my glasses and I went, how many singles are left up there at 31? Is it two or one? Yeah, I was having trouble seeing that. It's actually just two tiny single prints that are left there. It's like, oh man. After 58 years, I finally need glasses. Otherwise, I got to zoom in like really big on these charts. Hey, Terrence, how you doing? How are things in the world of golf? What's up, Marcus? Raj, whole crew's here. Dano, how you feeling, brother? You feeling better? Let me know when you're feeling up to having a session. Busy month? Yeah, one of these days, Terrence, you're gonna have to teach me this whole golf thing. I'm the only trader, I think, on the planet who doesn't know how to golf. I just never learned. Never had the time. Hey, John, what's up? Okay, well, happy month end. Man, May was a really weird month. It was a weird month. So much for sell in May and go away. They bought everything. They bought everything, including the kitchen sink in May. They bought the kitchen sink. They bought the taps. They bought the everything. You know, that's the weird thing about this golf thing. I thought golf was supposed to be relaxing, but everybody I know who does the golfing thing, they get really, really angry when they go golfing. And I thought you're supposed to like walk and relax, and it's kind of like, like this Zen, Legend of Bagger Vance, all that stuff, right? But everybody I know who goes golfing, they all act like traders. They're like, rah, rah, they're all like angry. I'm, I thought it was supposed to be some sort of like Zen. I see Will Smith out there, and the mist is coming off. It looks like really cool, but everyone gets really like stressed out. Just like trading. Okay. All right. Oh boy. Okay. Well, so talking about frustrating, this morning around, I think it was around 5, I woke up really early for some reason. Oh, there was a thunderstorm last night, so I woke up early and I looked at this thing, and even like around 5 o'clock in the morning, I went, I think we're gonna find the bid and do a look below and fail of the previous day low, and it's exactly what we did. But I didn't take the trade because I was tired and I went back to sleep. So that's exactly what happened. And I laid out the reasoning. If you go back, where is it here? Yeah, it was around 6 o'clock in the morning. And I said, because it's month end, we could see one of these, right? Because when it breaks the previous day low, what happens is all of the people that are long. Now this is just the two RTH sessions. So this is today's Thursday, so this is Wednesday, this is Tuesday. This is that weirdo little electronic session from Monday. All of that inventory came piling out, and all the people who were short on the way up, they all came in double barrel short covering. Holy cow. And I thought the point of control was going to move down, but it never even had a chance to. That was a good trade. That was a good trade, Howard. But I was too sleepy to take it. So let's see what we're going to do now. Okay, and for the third day in a row now, I've kept the balance zone the same. So I apologize. I'm being a little lazy, right? I'm being a bit lazy. And the reason why I kept it the same yesterday as the day before is because it was an inside day, inside night. And I thought I was going to redo it down here, but the point of control didn't move down. So you see, we're still business as usual. A little bit of a discount, but what that allows is that allows all the private jet crowd. It allows them to come in and bid and cover their shorts so they can go into June, July, August. And yeah, see, life gets in the way. This is where this automated trading thing could be good. You know, how do you deal with those missed trades? Oh, here's the thing, flow in the wind. I'm old, right? I'm really old. I'm 58 and I've been doing this for 34 years. So as they say, like I'm old as dirt. In life, I find I've had a lot of missed trades and a lot of missed opportunities. And if you kind of get stressed about them, it really doesn't do you any good, right? You got to relax. There's always going to be opportunity, right? Take it from an old guy. You know, I used to kick myself. In 1996, I had a client, and we called him the Penguin, right? And he had just 1996, 97. He had just pulled off a $400 million win. Okay, he had bought stock in a mining company at about 6 to 10 cents a share, and he sold it all the way up to $200 a share before everything blew up. And he pulled 400 million out of it, right? And he told me, he listened, he goes, hey, he used to call me idiot. He'd go, idiot, I'm going to buy a shell for you. You run a deal. And I said, you know what? I don't think I'm ready. I don't have the experience. I'm just starting out. I don't know what to do. Big mistake. I should have taken it and run with it because if I had screwed it up, I could always reverse split the stock and start it again. Had I done that in 96, I would have been retired in 2001, right? I would have pulled 40, I would have screwed it up the first time. And the second time I would have pulled 40, $50 million out of the market without even batting an eye. So missed trades and missed opportunities, you can't really, do you get what I'm saying? There's always going to be another trade, right? I was just too sleepy. I would have taken it had I been a little bit, had I had some coffee in me. I was just like really tired. So I put it in the room and I said, hey guys, watch for this trade. And then I just like conked right out. I fell right back asleep. And, you know, don't worry about it. We'll have opportunity, right? It'll come back again. There's always good trades out there, right? Try not to try not to get too stressed out. I tried the stress route and it didn't work. I just had a heart attack at 44, right? I tried the whole being stressed and all that stuff. It really didn't work for me and I didn't really make that much more money than I had had I not been stressed, right? You know, like the fund manager Tom Basso, which we had on our podcast, Confessions of a Market Maker. You know, Tom always says, enjoy the ride. You know, it's important to enjoy the ride. You know. Oh, thanks, George. Right. Yeah, I did the whole. I didn't take a vacation from 1995 to 2021. Right. It really. I didn't make any more money because of it. I just ended up being miserable. So yeah, you know, you just gotta chill, enjoy, laugh. You gotta have a bit of a laugh. I think we found the bid this morning. So like I said yesterday, I've been cheating. I've been using the same balance known for days now, for 2 days. The levels seem to be working, so I'm just gonna leave it. If we had accepted outside yesterday's range, I would have redid it. And if you're doing a balance from scratch, there's a nice one there, right? That one would work, you know? Well, the thing is, Ian, I always tell people to redo them every day. But the last couple of days have been kind of interesting because the business has just been sideways, right? Exactly, Raj. Right? So it's kind of business as usual, right? Okay. Now what are we going to do with this crazy thing? Here's the weird thing, okay? Before we forget, because everyone's looking for a short here, right? After a move like this, everyone's looking to short this. And that's okay. The problem is overnight inventory is probably about 98% short. And that's just a fancy way of saying 98% of the trading is underneath yesterday's close. Okay. And what that means is we're looking for a move higher to correct. We've already had a correction, but it's a meaningful correction if we get back up over 50, 75.41 and these stops here. Tagging the close, right? Now here's the thing we got to watch out for, okay? Large traders. We did a look below and fail of yesterday's low and of 75.11. Today and tomorrow, going into the weekend, right? You got month end, last trading day of the month. If we don't get and take out that 75.11, this thing's going to come back up. And if we take out yesterday's high, right? If we take out yesterday's high, we could do one of these for month end for the end of the month. Because what happens is we just liquidated everybody out. The short sellers came and bought all the cheap stuff. The wholesale longs bought on top. Retail starts coming in. Now, this is the smart money shorts covering, right, for month end. But the people who short here, and add here, if they go to cover, this thing's going to go like this. So when you have a liquidation, you have two things happen. Number one, you clean out longs. And number two, you create new shorts, right? Happens every time. It's just simple market mechanics, right? That nobody likes to talk about. Since working all these years as a market maker and in the business, do you see many people needing substances to stay out of stress? Yeah, I've seen, like, I've never, thankfully, thank goodness, I just needed a good glass of whiskey and a decent cigar. But I've had friends who've gone the hard way, with alcohol, drugs, things like that. It's sad. This business is very unforgiving. I've got 14 dead friends from everything from bad food to suicide to really bad, stress management. It's horrible. So that's why I'm big on keeping people grounded. right? Right. I don't want you guys to go through what I've gone through and what my friends have gone through. See, here's that short covering, right? Now those singles are filled in, right? Let's see if we stay above VWAP because everyone who's shorted here, right, and added on the way up, right? When it came down here, this is a lookable and fail of that 24. We'll go and tickle those 35s if London doesn't correct and London is opened, can't get more than one tick lower. Boom, right? This is a problem, big problem, right? You took three, nice, right? A lot of sticky buying. Brother Raj, have you seen these? Have you seen some of these chip stocks? Did you see Micron? Did you see people are looking at that SpaceX IPO as the second coming, right? I was watching Ron Barron yesterday, and Ron Barron was saying that he thinks that what is that satellite thing? Not SpaceX, but what's that thing where you get a little solid? Elon sells you the little satellite dish. Starlink. He thinks Starlink alone is going to be a $14 trillion company. Now, this guy's no idiot, right? The guy still owns Tesla that he bought at like $300 a share, pre-split, pre-two splits. So, the thing is, these valuations, and then I watched, Musk, they got that, new chip factory that they're building in Austin, and it's crazy. It's crazy. I really don't know why anyone wants to live on Mars. I mean, I'm perfectly happy on Earth. Give me a house in Hawaii. Dano, you know what I'm talking about. Just give me a nice small place, out Kaneohe Way or, you know, on that side of the island. I'll be perfectly happy, right? I don't need to go to Mars. But you guys want to go? Everybody wants to go to Mars, all this crazy stuff. Things are changing, right? With AI, robotics, all of this stuff, right? It's going to make the internet, it's going to make 99 look like horse and buggy times, right? Yeah, Kahala is really nice. You know, I like being around the people, so probably your side of the island, Dano, right? So the valuations are insane. Did you see Apple yesterday? Right? I'm just waiting to see if we hold VWAP. Take a look at Apple, right? I was thinking 313.11 for Apple, and yesterday it hit 313.26, right? So, that's four times cost basis, right? Crazy, crazy stuff. Absolutely incredible some of these deals, the way they're trading. And, look at AMD. People are cost basis at 70 to 90 bucks. It's trading at 495, right? This thing's like a runaway training right now, and I don't know where it stops, right? The problem with markets, the way they're structured, is once the overhanging supply is out of the way, once you're above all of the supply, right? Once you're above all the supply, there's nobody to sell into it. And I was on a call with somebody yesterday. Who was it? With John. And he said, oh, there's going to be some profit taking. And that's the crazy thing. There's no profit taking because people who own 50,000 shares of Apple at 40 bucks, they never sell it. Yeah, there you go. Howard, you're right in the epicenter, right? You're in Taiwan. They're making crazy money. I don't know where it ends. VWAP's fairly flat. If you buy VWAP here, right? If you're buying the 30s, you can see that there's a seller at 32. So I'd put a sell order at 32 quarter, and it just got taken. Now let's put a sell order to 32 and 3 quarters and see if they take that. Because I bought a little bit at 30.70 on 4, right? So if they don't take my 75, I'll sell 50, right? I sold one at 50. I've still offered 75. And I've got offers out, quarter, half, 3 quarters, right? And I'm just long 30 and a half now on a couple of contracts. They're taking my quarters. Let's see if they take the 50. Because we're right where those sellers are, right? So if they don't take me at 50 again, oh, they took me at 50 again, right? I'm still 75 offered on my last contract. And let's see if they take me. If they don't, I'll sell it at a half. I don't mind. I'm not going to be a dick for a tick. It's still a point. It's still a couple of points, right? Move down to a half. If they don't take me at a half, I can just hit the bid at quarter and be gone, right? I'm flat, right? A lot of people have been saying, should I take longs at VWAP? When VWAP is nice and flat, you can take a long, Howard, right? You want to practice this on the sim. So what I did was I bought 30 and I put my stop underneath VWAP. But as soon as it moved up, I knew there was going to be a seller at 2 half, 2 quarters, so I started selling them right there, right? Now, when VWAP goes like this or it goes like this, don't trade off of it. Get out at it, right? But if it's nice and flat like that and it's stable, you can initiate. But just make sure it doesn't do this because it's very hard to trade off of it that way. And if you're at all confused, practice it on the sim. Make sure you get the steps in and then use micros. Okay? I was thinking short, right? I was thinking, okay, we're going to hit VWAP and then short. And then as I started talking, I actually started listening to myself going, inventory is still short. It is month end, right? Yeah, Bram's waiting for 34 and 3 quarters. I'm looking at 35 and 3 quarters, so we're close. We're in the same neighborhood, same cul-de-sac. That W pattern, yeah. Now, I'm not a pattern guy, but that W pattern that we saw here, like you guys call this a W, right? Let me explain the pattern so maybe that'll help you trade it. So when it goes like this, right? The bid came in here, right? And the bid is still there. So this is the first test of the bid. This is the second, right? You're right. That's a good call, right? What I've asked you guys to do, and not a single person has come back to me. Shame on you guys. I asked 2 weeks ago, you guys, I want you to pull up your chart patterns, send them to me so we can do a webinar on what is actually going on in those charts and how we can trade it and understand the mechanics of it. And I haven't had a single person send me a chart. Okay? Because I wanted to take the chart and break it down and show you the mechanics of what's creating the chart pattern. 30 is the edge balance, 2 times rough taking when you draw the lower blue button. So, oh, thanks, Moran. Cool, right? So we ran out of buying over 32, 33. found you 2 years ago from a 5-year bad podcast where you were talking. Oh, cool. Was that the Stocks to Trade podcast? That was an interesting one if it was because those guys really had no clue of how markets work. It was something else. Good guys. There was like Stephen Jonk on there and the other guy, I think his name was Tim, and Kim, the trading psychologist. Yeah. Haven't talked to those guys in a long time. Hope they're doing well. See how we came back down to VWAP here? We just tagged it and then the second candle, no touch. Yeah, they were very nice to me. I was on there twice. I was surprised to, I mean, we got quite a few views on that. I was interested in Forex. I back in 1993, 94, I had a buddy of mine who was on it was the dollar Deutschmark desk of Bank of Tokyo Mitsubishi. Really smart dude. And he was trying to get me a job in Asia, you know? And I still remember him. He would like wake up every hour to watch markets, and I thought Forex was fascinating. When you trade for a bank, and then you read like Education of a Speculator with Victor Niederhofer. The first chapter is the best. It's available online for free. Look at Education of a Speculator, or just Google the old man and the yen. And Victor Niederhofer talks about trading a $400 million, I think it was a dollar yen position. And but I never got to trade retail in Forex, right? Okay. I don't I mean I've done charts for Forex traders and the balance cost basis thing does work, you know, but I have never traded it myself on a retail scale or even institutional, right? It's something I've never played with it. I know a lot of people trade Forex, right? It's very heavily advertised, but the balance thing works. It works really well with it. Steve Morrow. No, I haven't seen that. Now, you see how the candle's getting a little small? The last 4 minutes, you look how small the 1 minute candles are. That's telling us business is getting a little slow, right? So right now, I wouldn't want to go long or short because we're right in the middle of this red zone. So let's see. Give it a little time now, right? Let them caramelize the onions, so to speak, right? Let's see what kind of order flow comes in. We can go and mark where the sellers are. They were here. What the heck? Right, and then they were up here at 33. So we know where the sellers are. And we're going to go and look and see where the bid is. And I think that bid's just down here, right? It will blow you away how much information is on a 1 minute candle chart if you pay attention. It's fascinating how much information a 1 minute candle chart will tell you. It'll tell you more information than DOM, footprint charts, book knows, all that stuff. It'll tell you exactly where the sellers are. So the sellers were here, and then they moved down to here. You see the tops of these two candles? These are the little details that make a huge difference. So what they did was they put it on sale from 31.5 down to 30 3/4, and now they've moved the offer down to 30. See? So that's say had I shorted 31 or 30, right? I'm looking to cover somewhere just under 29 under VWAP. If I can't get a fill under VWAP, I'd grab the offer, right? Just say, I mean, if you were like gun to the head short, right? Now let's see if that bid at VWAP is still there or if it drops. If it drops, it means the sellers are filling those bids under VWAP because there's competition. And look how it hit that blue line to the tick. The beautiful thing about algos, older traders hate algos for some reason because they can't trade off feel. But I'll tell you guys something. Algos make our markets insanely precise. Do you see how precise the markets are now? Which means we can do business for less, which means we can use smaller stops. When the market is slow, you can use tighter stops, which means that you can have your business expenses are less with algorithmic trading. Because when humans trade, a low will never exactly match the low of the previous half hour or the previous 10 minutes ago or whatever. But with the algos, they will stop selling right there at 28 3/4, just like they did, right? And look how we hit that bid at 28 3/4 and boom, right back up to 30 half. Right? It is so precise. These machines, the way this stuff is written is just so much more precise than human beings. So what that does is that lowers our expenses, right? And that's a good thing for us because we don't have a lot of money to blow on expenses, right? That's why I love algos and I love electronic trading because there's not as much slippage. Your fills are instant, right? You don't have to wait 3 minutes for a fill. You click and you're in, you click and you're out. It's amazing. We're in distribution right now, right? We're taking that cheap stuff that we bought earlier in the evening, or in the morning, I should say, and we're selling it up here. So we're going to let that process kind of play out for this session and see if we get another chance at a discount or if we get this, right? Those are our scenarios. Yeah. See, in the old days, market making desks, it'd be like, have you ever seen the picture of the old UBS market making desk? There were 400 guys on the floor. It was like the size of a football field, right? All that is just replaced with servers now, right? And here's the thing, market makers are messy, right? Market makers, they make mistakes, they get angry. You got to put them in rehab. You got to bail them out of jail at 4 o'clock in the morning. You don't have to bail an algo out of jail at 4 o'clock in the morning for taking a swing at a New York City policeman, right? Much more efficient way of doing business, right? Market makers never call you at 4 a.m. and go, hey man, can you come bail me out? I got arrested, right? Yeah, I could tell you some stories, but this is a family-friendly channel, so I can't. I'll tell them in my book. Did I ever tell you guys the time that I went to a wedding of two market makers and the bride and groom both got arrested on their wedding night? That's a one for that. I've never seen that before. I've never seen the bride and the groom spend the night in the drunk tank. Uh, let's see if we can clear that cellar at 31 and three quarters. They were so drunk and so I don't know when we got to the wedding a little late, and by the time we got there, kind of missed the ceremony and went to the party, and their eyes all looked weird. They were on something, and they were drinking like crazy. And I remember they were really mad at us for being late, and I apologized profusely, but they didn't care. And then we left early because everyone was just really drunk and really belligerent. And then later that morning, I heard that the bride and groom had both gotten arrested and spent the night in the drunk tank. So, uh, and if you're out there, Bobby Hill, I used to call the guy Bobby Hill because he looked like Bobby Hill from King of the Hill. Hope you're doing well, brother, and hope you're not in jail. Oh, they were out of their minds. And the thing was, they were both really, really nice people. When they got lit, it was like Jekyll and Hyde. When they were sober, they were two of the nicest human beings that they'd do anything for you. They were such great people. But when they partook, they just went like, I don't know, it was like some weird Jekyll and Hyde thing. I'm writing a book. I've got about 200 pages done. I should hopefully this is the year I'm going to finish it. And hopefully I finish it before nobody wants to read it. It's called Proper Villains. I don't know what they were on Badir, but I don't want whatever they were taking, I don't want to have anything to do with it. Netflix series, Ask Raj. It depends on Raj and his brother. Yeah, I got all kinds of stories. Like the time I went to little Odessa in a grocery store that smelled like potatoes, and the back of it was a brokerage firm that nobody even knew about. I actually have no idea how to sell the book. I will need a massive amount of help on that. I know nothing about book publishing. I don't even know about writing. I just been writing all my stories of all these crazy people I met and all the I'm one of those people who just gets into weird situations, you know? I just fall ass backward into weird situations. It's just the way it is. And I meet all these crazy people. So if anyone out there is a publisher or knows what they're doing, reach out because I have no clue what I'm doing. Or even if anybody wants to read it. I'm not familiar with that character, George. I haven't watched The Simpsons in such a long time. Okay, folks. Any questions? Like right now, go get a coffee, right? Go grab a coffee, relax, and let's see what these knuckleheads do. It's so hard to trade right in the middle. I will. It's a good idea. It's a good idea. Every morning I'll tell a different story when it's really slow, just to like distract you guys from taking bad trades. How does that sound? Yeah. Don't worry, it'll break. It'll break one way or another here. Give it some time, right? Hey, but I gotta try, right? Think. I gotta try. I hate people. I hate seeing people lose money for no reason. That's really what drives me. Any questions? I'll zoom out here and see. Yeah, we're just stuck. Were my parents from the financial world? Dear God, no. My mother had 3 degrees. She was an intellectual. My father wrote speeches for politicians. That's why I'm good at writing news releases for public companies, because I can spin a tale. And the rest of my family are all doctors, except for 2 engineers, one of which was a defense advisor for Reagan back in the 80s. But and my grandmother was so disappointed in me that I didn't go to medical school that she told everybody I was a drug dealer when I was an institutional trader. They'd go, typical South Asian grandmother, right? So what does JJ do now? I don't know. He didn't go to medical school. He's such a disappointment. He's a drug dealer in Vancouver. So when I went home to visit, one of the family friends took me out for lunch and they said, "Okay, what's this I hear about you being a drug dealer? We didn't raise you here to be a drug dealer." And I'm like, "I'm an institutional trader." And I showed her my business card. And she said, "Your grandmother's going around town telling everybody that you're a drug dealer." Well, penny stocks, drugs, same, but different, you know. Anywho, well, folks, let's see. Give it some time. Go for a coffee. Go to the gym. Dishonor the ancestors, right, Dano? Have a great morning, folks. We'll be back at 9:15 a.m. Eastern Time, which is 2:15 UK time, 3:15 in Europe. Stay out of trouble for now. Relax, and we'll see you soon. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you soon. Don't take candy from strange market makers, okay? Bye for now.